Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien speaking on Sunday, May 26th. Here, me and Bubba, it's going to be another scorcher here in Georgia. He's just waiting for the birdies, but I don't know if they're going to be out today. It's going to be a little warm there. He's waiting for his friend, the Blue Jay. And we were pondering today, so we decided, since he's a doggy, and it's a dog day, some summer coming up, that we would do a reflection on tomorrow, Memorial Day, and make a video and say Memorial Day, the meaning of Memorial Day. So here it goes. Dear Americans, tomorrow is a day that you guys pay a lot of attention, I would say, uh, figuratively, in the fact that you go to the people's graves and put flags out and, make the grave, just doll up the graves, make them look special. But what is Memorial Day, really? Uh, you see the president go over there and sometimes put to lay a wreath at the unknown soldier, and other people around the country do the same thing in their hometowns. But what is Memorial Day, really? Well, a lot of people have given their lives and are supposed to be remembered on this day, but are they really? I don't think so. Memorial Day has become hot dogs, baseball, car races, and politics. Yeah. You notice how the politics got into Memorial Day? Isn't that terrible? It's like, you celebrate Thanksgiving and the stores open up right after that, so you have to finish your dinner in a hurry to go there and get your Black Friday. Is that the way Memorial Day is going to end up? Really? But here's my outtake on Memorial Day. In 1861, you had a disagreement between the states, and you called it War Between the States, or a Civil War. In the North, the South called it the War of Northern Aggression. And yes, African Americans, this concerns you because you have bring it up all the time. Ever since I've been on this planet, you bring this thing up. And you don't even know what you're talking about. So let me inform you, okay? 620,000 actual soldiers died. How many civilians? How many African Americans? Nobody knows. They didn't keep track of it. I would say close to 1 million if you add all those together. Slaves on the South, free blacks on the North, which, were fighting. And there was a lot of causes there. The Confederacy was fighting for a cause. Slavery was a business. It wasn't a cause, African Americans. The Confederacy was fighting for states' rights. The Union was fighting to preserve the Union. They didn't care if slavery went or didn't. Not until President Lincoln, halfway during 1862, decided, hey, we're losing here. We need something to make this plentiful. So he did. Emancipation Proclamation. Then slavery became an issue. But after the war ended, you guys got what you wanted, but the Confederacy didn't get what they wanted. They didn't get states' rights. They got treated as disastrous. You guys caused a war, so you guys are going to pay. Pay, pay, pay. Remember that? Reparations. Pay with this, pay with that. And the radical Republicans did that, yes. So, what did you get? Jim Crow laws, because the Southerners irked. Well, they couldn't fight another war, so they got the North what they wanted them to. Hey, they wanted to keep the South the way it was, and they did with the Jim Crow laws. But then again, you had people like Andrew Carnegie and Rockefeller and stuff like that were inventing stuff. And Henry Ford later on, So you needed workers. African Americans decided to go north because they were cheap and you can exploit them. Yes. So the segregation went with them north. And by the World War II, you had segregation all over the United States. For another 25 years after that, then what happens with desegregation? Well, you've seen the after effects of desegregation. But did the Civil War accomplish nothing? No. You still got the states' rights, and you're still fighting for them. Same with the wars that came after that, from the Spanish-American War to the latest war in Afghanistan. You got what, over 600,000 have died in those wars? And what have you accomplished? Nothing. Look at the First World War, same as the Civil War. The Allies wanted reparations from Germany. And boy, did they get reparations from Germany, did they? Big time. They got another war in their hands. That's reparations. And you African Americans want reparations from slavery? You don't get the idea of Memorial Day, do you? Those poor guys that died didn't die for reparations. They died for a cause, and the cause was humans are humans. Americans be Americans, but you never decided what Americans was. Same with the people who died in World War II. That was a war worth fighting because you had a serious adversary, the Nazis, who wanted to control everything. And the Europeans who messed up in World War II World War I that cost World War II. 1, by reparations for Germany. 2, by treating Japan as a third class, whatever it is, world power. You know, when they did that Armistice Treaty in 1921, for every ship that the Americans and the British and the Europeans could build, the Japanese could only build a third. Now, what kind of stupid thing was that? That irked the Japanese, and it cost World War II. So you see, Americans, this is what I'm saying. You guys got to determine why you put these poor guys dying here. Kids are dying left and right every day for a cause that you don't even know nothing about. It's political. It's not even American. So when you do Memorial Day tomorrow, reflect on this. These poor kids died for nothing except for the ones in World War II. That was a noble war. That had a cause. But all the other wars, Korea, Vietnam, all these Gulf wars, and the Afghanistan war, why are you fighting for them? And you can't say 9/11 because you caused 9/11 by interfering in cultures you don't understand. That is the problem. You never understood these cultures, and you went over there and tried to get because there was money involved. Oil. That is not the reason to get your kids killed. This is your favorite lady saying, until your society understands what war is, what the cost of war is, and what the people who died for it is, then you'll be a society. But right now, you're not. Thanks.